Welcome back to the LusoCAD for Beginners course by Structural Academy. In this video we will go over the fillet command, which is very useful for rounding corners and joining two lines. The fillet works by creating an arctangent to two 2D objects. We can also use it on polylines. This arctangent to two objects will give the appearance of a rounded corner. The fillet command can also extend objects so they intersect, creating sharp corners instead of rounded ones. In this example we have several objects that will serve as demonstration for each type of fillet. To activate the command, we can select it on the ribbon, or type F in the command line or model view. We are asked to select the first and second object, so we select both lines in this shape. And here's the result. Each line was extended until the point of intersection, joining the two. Let's try this again, but this time using one of the subcommands, radius. Before selecting the first object, let's type R in the model view. LusoCAD asks us for a radius value. This will be the radius of the rounded corner of the fillet. Let's see how a radius of 50 looks. We can clearly see the difference. For the next example we will use the invert subcommand, which will create an inverse arc, opposite to the previous one. As we did previously, type I before selecting the objects. And select invert. Notice that we still retain the radius of 50, but this time the arc is inverted. Let's now use the trim subcommand. As you can see, these lines intersect and cross each other. So the trim command is useful when we want to decide if we trim the extra length and just keep the intersection, or we want the lines to stay the same. To use the subcommand, type T before selecting objects. If we set it to trim, the shape would end up the same as the first example. But we now want to disable trim. Using the same settings, 50 radius and disabled inverse arc, we see that the fillet was created without trimming the ends of the lines. Finally, let's use the fillet on a polyline. If we want to select a polyline, we have to type P before selecting it. As you can see, once we click it, the fillet is applied to every intersection angle of the object, automatically. That's all for the fillet command. We hope you continue with the course to learn even more LusoCAD commands.